Hello, welcome to my YouTube channel. So I wanted to make a guide to watching our seasons because we have over 20 seasons on this channel. No, you do not have to watch in order, so I'm gonna make a little guide, give a little spiel about what we have going on here. On this video, I'm going over my different Big Brother seasons. I prefer our Big Brother seasons to our Survivor seasons. I think they're a lot more strategically complex, and the diary room sessions really help tell the story of the season. We're also really big on doing themes for our seasons, so the twists are really fun, and the themes get really campy, and the challenges are really funny too. So I just really enjoy our Big Brothers. Again, you do not have to watch our seasons in order. I'm going to do a countdown ranking all of the seasons we have posted, and if there's a season that interests you, definitely check that one out. Another thing to note is that seasons 1, 3, and 5 were not filmed and are not on the channel, so I'll just be ignoring those. In our bottom slot, I have Big Brother 6, which was our coaches season. At this part in our Big Brother series, I was trying to phase out of the portion where I continuously invited the same people back for each game. So as a result, I got most of our favorite players and put them as coaches and invited a cast of players completely new to Big Brother. This season is wild, has a really fun storyline, but ultimately I think there was just too much going on. The coaches are a lot of fun and they provide a lot of plot, but I added a lot of twists on top of the coaches' twists that really made the season a bit too much. And a few things kind of fell apart toward the end as far as casting goes, and a couple people just kind of bowing out of the competition. So as a result, I have to rank this season last. It's still a really fun train wreck to watch and one of the funniest seasons that we have, but I have to give it last place here. At the next spot, I have Luke's Big Brother 15. This was our Cooking Mama edition. The theme was chefs, cooking, all that kind of stuff. It was really funny. Ultimately, something about this season really didn't work. The cast was great, and individually, everyone was funny, charming, and really fun to watch, but collectively, it didn't work as a game. There was a really interesting spice rack twist that I thought had a lot of potential, but it kind of fizzled out. And ultimately, the season came down to one alliance really just steamrolling the competition. It's definitely still watchable and a really fun time, but it's not as exciting as the other seasons. If you're going to watch it, it's going to be for the individual characters themselves and not for the intriguing gameplay that happens. This being said, if you ever have a good 10 minutes, go watch the final 8 double eviction, where one of the evicted house guests has an incredible eviction speech, and also watch the exit interview after, because that is one of the funniest favorite moments that I've had in our entire series. Next up, I have Luke's Big Brother 2. This is the first Big Brother season that we have on our channel, and the reason I have it this low is mainly due to production quality. The filming just really isn't up to par with the rest of the series. But the gameplay is really fun. The first half is hindered by a twist where the house guests are divided into 2 different houses at a time, but once that you get to the merge portion at around the top 12, it gets really interesting and fun. There are also different powers hidden around the house, like hidden immunity idols, which added a really fun element of surprise to the season. And a strong rivalry between the 2 top players really makes this season thrilling to watch. This is also our shortest Big Brother season, and you could probably knock it out in one sitting. So if you want to just watch a quick season of Big Brother, this is the one to pick. At the number 10 spot is Luke's Big Brother 4. This season is a remastered version of season 2 pretty much, and whenever I think of our older seasons, I think of this season. You see the other side of an overpowered jester twist that I introduced in season 2, and this season also introduces a currency twist. Players were able to collect and compete for coins that they could turn in for potential rewards and punishments. The shop was a major variable in the game that really changed things up several times. And one combination of subsequent purchases created one of my favorite rounds of the entire series. This season also features one of the most train-wrecky HOH reigns of all time, and the height of this season is truly thrilling. There's a lot of fun storylines for each and every house guest. The main drawback, again, is the difference in production quality from now versus then. The gameplay of this season holds up with any of our current seasons, and it's definitely one to check out. In the number 9 spot, I have Luke's Big Brother Allstars, Season 9. Before I talk about the season, I should provide some context as to what was going on here. We filmed this season about a week before most of us went to college, so we legitimately thought that this could have been the last game ever. As a result, this season is a lot more emotional than most, and players tended to play safer than they normally would. So this really is an all-star knockout cast, but it feels a little muffled by outside circumstances. I recently rewatched it and it held up really well, and I definitely recommend watching it eventually, but it's not necessarily my first pick of a season to watch. At number 8, I have Luke's Big Brother Season 8. This season was holiday themed, and it's probably my favorite theme we've ever done. Each round was based on a different holiday with challenges and small twists to go along with it. This season also reintroduces the Jester twist from seasons 2 and 4, but this time there's a slight change to it that makes it work really well. And this version of the Jester is probably my favorite twist we've ever done. The major downside to this season is that the first few rounds are very slow, but once that you get to the Christmas episode, things get better. The end game of this season is incredible and has one of the most devastating blindsides we have in our entire series, with one of the most emotional reactions to an elimination that we've ever seen. The exit interviews really hit. So basically for this season and every season after this one on the list, I think they are all really incredible seasons and really worth checking out. Next up is Luke's Big Brother 7, which is Harry Potter themed. This season has always held a special place in my heart. I consider it the true season 1. This is the first season that I really knew we had something special going with our games. This cast has mostly new players with a wide range of personalities. The shopping and currency twist make a return as well. And this time the twist had shadier results. This season also includes one of my all-time favorite one-time players who has a really incredible HOH run. This season just feels really fresh compared to a lot of the older seasons. And this season, as well as 13, are probably the 2 best seasons to start our channel with. At this point, I'm having a tough time ranking the seasons because I really enjoy all of the Big Brothers in different ways. As far as how I'm feeling right now, I'm going to put Big Brother 13 at number 6. This is our only season so far to happen at a different location. It has 13 players and it's basically back to basics. Plus it has my favorite fun facts of any cast ever.
Hi, my name is Mac. Fun fact about myself, R&B and hip-hop legend Flo Rida touched my hand twice.
Every player in this season is new to Big Brother, and it's so fun to watch each of them really get a grasp of the game and fall in love with Big Brother as the season goes along. This cast is definitively the funniest cast of any of our series on our entire channel, and this season I think has the most rewatch value. I have it at number 6 mainly because the seasons coming up have a lot more wow moments, but this one is really nostalgic for me. Next up, I have Luke's Big Brother Season 11. A fun fact about this season is that it was filmed during a literal tropical storm. As a result, many of the challenges were moved inside, and the challenges were mostly mental and actively strategic. This season is heavily strategy-centered as a result, which makes it a lot of fun to watch. The theme for this season was Greek mythology, and there was a really fun twist on the veto that allowed for really fun negotiations and created one of the most gag-worthy rounds in the history of our games. The twists worked out really well for this season. This season features a really incredible villain who kept all of the players on their toes. The Zappi brothers are both there. They're both super funny and legitimately good at the game.
Hey, I'm Kyle. I struggle to find a purpose.
I'm Alex. I'm a team player.
And also, shout out to Alex Zappi. I think he's the most underrated player. He's really incredible. The only single downside that this season has is that the end game is fairly rushed. The winner of this season is super satisfying, and I consider this winner to have the best winning game within a single season. This season really has it all, and honestly, if you want to start with a season that has a lot of action, pick this one. At number 4, I have our most recent season, Luke's Big Brother 16. This season was originally supposed to be a Survivor season, but after we didn't get enough players to commit the week before, we switched it last minute to a Big Brother game of 15 players. Because of the casting tomfoolery we had this time around, there ended up being 10 men and 5 women in the game, but it ended up being balanced because the women were the strongest players there. This season really started swinging from round 1. We have one of our big villains of our entire series return. A fake advantage is made by one of the players within minutes of the game starting. There are at least 3 major alliances in the game. There are blindsides, tiebreakers, surprising twists. This season really has everything you would want. The main twist we had was a return to the hidden immunity idol type powers around the house. We hid alleged rough drafts of the famous Scream painting that gave different powers to different players. For the most part, the powers were balanced and they were distributed really well. Everyone in this season really brought something to the table. We had our really strategic players, really dramatic players that brought the fire. And ultimately, the art gallery theme really worked out because this season is a true work of art. There are several contenders to win the game all the way up to the finale, and the ultimate winner is really satisfying and you're really happy to see them win. In the number 3 spot, as far as how I'm feeling today, I'm putting Second Chances. This season is what I wanted the All-Star season to be. I think what made this one work more than season 9 was that everyone had only played once before, so the experience level and the skill level was pretty much the same for everyone, but it was also elevated from a normal season. This season has heavy representation from season 10 and season 11, 2 of my favorite seasons. And honestly, a lot of the greatest hits get repeated throughout the season. There are a lot of parallels to past seasons, especially Big Brother 11's big blow-up episode. Another thing I love about this season is that a lot of the best players make it to the end of the game. There was a culture developed of eliminating the easier players early in the game, which ultimately served the season well, leaving the rounds to get more and more intense as the game continued. This season also had a casino theme which produced a lot of fun twists and turns along the way. This season also has my favorite premiere episode of the series with a lot of tension from the jump. This season is a lot of fun, the theme is fully realized, the players are great and fun to watch. It's intriguing to watch all the different alliances rise and fall, and it's a full piece. I've typically put Big Brother 10 at my number 1 spot, but today I'm going to put it at my number 2. And here's why. Firstly, this is an absolute top-tier season. I remember producing it with so much fun the day of. It was thrilling and exhilarating and one of the best days I've ever had. For this season, we had a pirate theme. We brought back 6 people who had played before and 11 people who were brand new to Big Brother. Keep in mind, we always do a mixture of old and new players, so this wasn't really a twist, we just made it part of the format. Each veteran had pirate crews, so there were actively 6 trios going in the game. And at the same time, every week the players who were not in the veto competition got the chance to compete for an extra power that was in play that week. With a cast of 17 players and all these different elements, this season was complex in the best way possible. There are even 3 distinct sides at one point. The beginning of the game is filled with several fun backdoors, as one player who was targeted by everyone became the perfect pawn. And while this is happening, the big successful alliance also happens to be extremely messy. No one trusts each other, there are sub-alliances all over the place, duos all over the place. And when the game finally cracks open around the late pre-jury, early jury stages, every single round has something surprising happen. Luke's Big Brother 10 has the fully realized theme and storytelling that Second Chances has, but it has a fresh energy of all the new players, with gameplay that's at a bit of a higher level. I absolutely love this season and I rewatch it all the time. And today, my number 1 spot is going to Luke's Big Brother 14. I love this season. This season had our Wild West theme, and we introduced the Black Hat and White Hat HOH twist. So at every HOH competition, one HOH acted like normal and would nominate 2 players for eviction, while the other HOH would choose 2 people to save, and there would be 3 safe players each week. This game element introduced new ways to make deals and intriguing ways to negotiate. This season has 3 distinct phases. First is the rise of the powerful players. A villain emerges very early on, only to shift into the second phase, which involves the downfall of that villain, which creates the ultimate division of the majority alliance. And the second double eviction of the season introduces the third phase, with 2 sides going at it from the top 7 to the very end. What I love about this season is that from the top 9 till the finale, you really do feel like any of the remaining players could win the game. This season has great storytelling and a really funny theme in the Wild West. I think this season's twists are the best twists we have from any season. And also, this season is just as funny as season 13. I edited this season in the summer, so I really took my time, and I put in a lot more editing jokes than I normally do. Each and every player has their own arc throughout the season, And the eventual final 2 and winner are extremely satisfying. This season checks all the boxes that the other seasons check off, and the season's charm and complete story really solidify it at number 1 for me. Alright, that's everything I have for our Big Brother series. Definitely check out our videos about our Survivor seasons and our Seasons of the Genius.